Counsel of the day with Shanrae.
And welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. And I am Shanrae. We are on week 2, part 1 of this month's topic, which is power versus authority. And this week, the subtopic is and conformity. So we're going to move this along. Let me go on. I'm working these different platforms. So let me make sure that I'm on these other ones. And I want to say good evening, Instagram family, good evening, YouTube family, good evening, TikTok family, good evening, LinkedIn family, good evening, a Facebook family, good evening, Snapchat family, good evening, everybody. It's so good to see you all. I'm gonna move this. Snapchat family, good evening, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna move this along because this 30 minutes come and go by very quickly. I am a degree counselor and I have acquired my degrees from Ashford University. Let me open up my website disclaimer. I'm just not going to say it this time. Again, as you can see it, and then we're going back. I am a degree counselor. I acquired my degrees from Ashford University, dual degree in psychology and in organizational management. Okay, that's my bio. Not going to say that. I'm a Christian counselor. Let me open this very quickly. All right, let's go back. My scripture it's been actually the last year. It comes from Deuteronomy 31:6, NIV version. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. All right, and we're going to move on. Again, subtopic for this week is conformity. So it's power versus authority and conformity. And we're going to break that down on this night and on Thursday night. Let's open up our key points really quickly so you all can see them. And then I'm going to say, so number 1, the desire to fit in and be accepted can be overwhelming. Okay, number 2, conformity can be categorized into 2 main types. Number 1, normative conformity. Number 2, informational conformity. And number 3, excessive conformity can be detrimental. We know that a lot of us that's lived long enough, we've seen people conform in ways that maybe they should not have. And we're going to talk about that. So what I like about this, let me move this on. I like this saying. You're going to see it a couple of times tonight. It says the opposite for courage is not cowardice. It is conformity. Even a deep fish can go with the flow. Again, the opposite for courage is not cowardice. It's conformity. And even a dead fish can go with the flow. And that's by Jim Hightower. So let's move on to the conformity trap. I'm going to open this up a little bit. And then we're going to move this along. This is an open platform. If y'all have any questions or even scenarios that y'all want to talk about, I will pause and highlight them. Okay, let's talk about conformity. The conformity trap. So how blending in can hurt relationships. And this is by Dr. Jessica Kohler, PhD. All right. Jessica Pola is an associate faculty member in the University of Arizona Global Campus Psychology Department. Okay. All right. So the opposite of courage again in our society is not cowardice, it is conformity. And Rollo May has said this as well. So in our daily lives, the pressure to conform is omnipresent. So whether it's at work, in social circles, within intimate relationships, the desire to fit in and be accepted can be overwhelming. While conformity can help maintain social harmony and stability, it often comes at a significant cost. Okay, particularly in personal relationships. Excessive conformity can lead to a loss of individuality, increased conflict, and diminished emotional intimacy. Understanding that these deleterious, and I hope I'm saying that right, deleterious effects are crucial for fostering healthier, more authentic connections. All right. So again, we're talking about power versus authority and conformity on this week. So let's go into understanding conformity. All right. And again, we've all seen it. We've seen it within our lifetime, whether it's been in your family, in your own marriage. If you've seen it even with your children, if you're a parent, we've seen it on our jobs. We've seen it in churches about conformity. Now let's understand a little bit about conformity. I'm going to open this up a little bit and then I'm going to close it back. Understanding conformity. Conformity refers to the act of matching attitudes, all right, and matching beliefs and behaviors to group norms. It can be categorized into two main types, which we talked about earlier. The first one is normative conformity, and then the second one is informational conformity. So normative conformity occurs when individuals conform to be like or accepted by other people. How many of us have done that at some point in our lives? I can raise my hand and say I have. How many of us have conformed to be accepted in a group? Okay. I think most of us have conformed to be accepted in a group, whether it's conformed in a good way or in a positive way or in a negative way. All right. So this is normative conformity. All right. When you're trying to be accepted by other people. While informational conformity happens when individuals look to other people to guide their behavior in uncertain situations. For instance, like a counselor. It's okay to go to a counselor to get informational strategies so you can have positive conformity, which you can adapt into your own life and into your own sector. That is informational conformity. So the psychological mechanisms behind conformity are deeply rooted in our own social natures. Social influences and peer pressures also play significant roles, driven by our innate desires for acceptance and for also having fear of rejection. So this can be especially pronounced in relationships where the stakes are high and the fear of losing a partner or friend or friends can drive somebody to suppress their own true identity. How many times have we been in a situation, and maybe in a situation where the leader of the pack, or whatever like that, they may not be a very ethical individual. And everybody who wants to be around them, or they want to be with the leader of the pack, they want to be with the social butterfly or whatever, they just go along just to get along. And it's maybe one person that stand up and say, this ain't cool. This is not right. You need to stop this. You stop bullying or stop doing this. And then you may turn around and say, right, so-and-so, we were talking about this the other day, and the person shrinks. And they act like that they had nothing to say about maybe the unintegrous behavior or something like that. This is what psychological mechanism is talking about how people conform. They wind up conforming even in the most non-ethical situations. All right. So now let's move this on to conformity in relationships. All right. And we're going to move this quickly because we got 30 minutes and it's going to go by quickly. I'm going to open this up so you can look at it a little bit, and then we're going to close it. And I'm behind. Understanding conformity. I'm sorry, my PowerPoint is behind. That's me. Okay, I'm moving too quickly myself. There we go. All right, conformity in relationships. So conformity can manifest differently in various types of relationships. We are, again, all of us that have lived long enough, we understand this. We lived through this. Excuse me, I gotta put this fan on. It's hot. A lot of us, we have even experienced conformity in relationships. Differently in various types of relationships. So let's talk about romantic relationships. When one partner may conform to another partner to others' preferences to avoid conflict or even or to just maintain harmony. How many people we know? Let me give a good example. Um, well, I'm going to give a realistic example. I have experienced and been around people that have conformed kind of like in some, I guess the way, if it's how you view it, maybe. Maybe they pick up drinking or smoking weed or something, and the family is like, what's going on with you? Like, you never did this before. What's happening? You never drank before. You never did this. Now you get with so and so, and now you're becoming more like them. And what's happening here? I can give a perfect example. When I was in college, right out of high school, because I've been to college a few times, but when I was in college, right out of high school, and I went to college. I was 17 when I went to college for the first time. And I had a lot of affiliates, the college that I went to. Such wonderful, I met a group of wonderful people. I watched actually two different people. My roommate was one, and then at the time, my first roommate, and then somebody else. And the gentlemen that they got with, or the guys, I don't want to say gentlemen, the guys that they started having relationships with there in college, kind of influenced them to do things to relax them. And so they started taking things to relax them, but it relaxed them too much. They started missing classes. They started failing their classes, and eventually they wound up getting kicked out of college because they didn't meet the criteria in school. And unfortunately, that was kind of, that was really devastating with them becoming young adults and starting to work towards their goals and their careers. And they got in, they met some people that they really liked, and picked up certain habits, and it didn't work well for them. And they started flunking out of school. And it was a gentleman that I went to school with. He was so smart. He really was so smart. But he started indulging in relaxation things, or what he thought was relaxation, and hanging out with people, and he wound up getting kicked out of college as well. I mean, he was like a straight A student. And unfortunately, that's what this is talking about: romantic relationships and conformity, where one partner may conform into another person's preference to avoid conflict or to maintain harmony. Okay, so in friendships, individuals might go along with group activities like I was talking about earlier, or their opinions to feel included. So within family dynamics, conformity often stems from long-standing traditions or even expectations. So this is what conformity in relationships have been talking about. Again, this is a theory by Dr. Jessica Kohler, who is PhD in psychological studies in the University of Arizona. So while some level of conformity can contribute to social harmony and predictability, excessive conformity can be detrimental. It can erode personal identity, which I just mentioned that, and self-esteem, leading to a sense of loss and frustration. Like I just shared with you all about how I witnessed, like I said, I was two young ladies and one gentleman when I went to high school, and witnessed how they actually experienced loss due to the conformity of being in relationships, with romantic relationships, and even with some friendships. So now let's move on to the deleterious effects of conformity on relationships. And let me spell that for y'all because I think I'm totally saying it wrong. Deleterious. So it's Deleterious. Somebody might know the proper pronunciation, but I'm saying the deleterious effects of conformity on relationships. Let me move this slide along because y'all know I'll be talking and the slide will be all the way somewhere else. Let's open this up. There we go. Okay, I'm staying caught up. Okay. So excessive conformity in relationships can have several detrimental effects, starting with the loss of individuality. And again, we have all been there at some point in our lives where we conformed to something because we wanted to fit in or we wanted to stay harmonious with somebody. But we lost, at some point, we realized that we were losing who we were. We've all have been there. So again, so when individuals start suppressing their personal values and their personal beliefs to conform, their self-esteem and their self-worth can erode over time as they feel unable to express their true selves. So this suppression of individuality can lead to a lack of personal fulfillment, making individuals feel like mere shadows of themselves. So increased conflict is another significant consequence of excessive conformity. So unmet needs and desires often breed resentment. And when one partner continually compromises their wants to conform, underlying tensions can escalate into passive aggressive behavior and open conflict. For instance, last time when I was on in February, I talked a little bit about like a underlying narcissistic type of behavior from somebody who constantly they refuse to grow up. They refuse to level up. And they're doing this on purpose, which is a narcissistic behavior. They're doing it as a form of power and control, because if they can't control something else, then they can I'm watching something on Netflix, which is really interesting. It's called 4 Seasons. It's been hitting on all kinds of situations, especially this when it comes down to conforming, and it shows a whole lot of selfishness, a whole lot of lack of growth in certain areas. It's showing a whole lot of I'm going to do it my way and whatever. And I'm going to lie I'm going to lie and I won't tell you the truth about certain things and all of this, just keeping a lot of mess up and keeping a lot of confusion up and not leveling up where you should. And I talked about that in February, that I gave different highlights on that, how that is even a form of narcissism, how it's a form of control. Hey, Gloria, how you doing? So good to see you out there. How it's a form of control. And so this is what this is talking about right here, the deleterious effects of conformity. And so when somebody is feeling, when they start to feel resentment, and when one partner continually compromises their wants to conform, their underlying intentions can escalate into passive aggressive behavior, and which leads to open conflict. So the lack of genuine communication can result in misunderstandings and a growing emotional chasm between the partners. So moreover, excessive conformity also diminishes emotional intimacy, and that's in the 4 Seasons as well, where excessive conformity. There is a couple on the 4 Seasons on Netflix, and this couple he's excessively conforming to his partner's needs. He's overdoing it, that partner is just like, oh my God, just trying to do anything to get away. and he's still the one that's excessively conforming. He's trying to do anything to make his partner happy, even suppress how he honestly feels about relationship and stuff like that. So being too conforming is harmful, and not conforming at all is harmful. You have to have a healthy balance. So genuine connection thrives on authenticity. And when individuals conform too much, the relationship can become superficial. Like I said, lacking the depth and vulnerability necessary for true emotional intimacy. Emotional distance and detachment are common consequences as partners no longer feel truly seen or understood by each other. So this talks about the excessiveness of you either too conforming, which is not good, or you're not conforming at all, which is not good. It has to be a healthy balance when it comes to your relationships and your friendships. All right, now let's talk about Ash's experiment. All right, let me move this over here because I'm stretching and stretching. Okay, let's see if I can move this around the right way. And let's move on to Ash's experiment. Here we are. Let me open this up a little bit. Ash's experiment. So Solomon Asch conformity experiment. He did this in 1950. He highlighted the power of social pressure, participants who conform to incorrect group judgments, even when the correct answers were obvious. Okay, so this phenomenon extended to relationships where individuals often conform to their partner's expectations or the group norms. So Asch, his conformity in modern relationships remain prevalent. He did this experiment in 1950, but his findings are still prevalent today in 2025, which that says a lot. Okay, they're still relevant. So social media and cultural expectations amplify the pressure to conform, which we see this a lot. There's a lot of parents that are trying to keep their children, their minor children, off of social media because it's very, very influential, and they're trying to make sure that their children stay mentally balanced, and that their mental health is not jeopardized by being on a superficial platform, which is trying to define who you should be and what you should do. Right. So, for instance, and this is where we're still talking about Ash's experiment. Couples might conform to societal standards of what a perfect relationship looks like, which is masking real issues and creating an illusion of harmony. Now, I can say, as a married individual, your marriage is what you and your spouse makes it. As long as you're not building your marriage and your relationship on toxic foundation. If it's toxic, then it's never going to be right. It's always going to be off balance. But you all have to decide what works for you all. For instance, let's talk about old school structure where the woman cooked and she cleaned and she did everything. She took care of the child, and the man went to work. He came home. Everything was waiting for him. All he had to do was work, and that was it. Well, that was back in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, like that. Now there are some relationships that may still be like that today with some young people. I'm saying may. Okay. But for the bulk part of it, now both partners have to work and they have to contribute to the home in order to live. So what reality is looking like most of the time now is that both partners have to they have to pitch in the home as well. Both got to cook. They both got to clean. They both have to do laundry. They both have to help with the children. It's a joint effort now. Now there are some people that's blessed to be married to a rich partner. If you happen to be married to a super rich partner, then whatever it looks like in your home is whatever it looks like in your home. If you have a traditional type of lifestyle because your husband is rich or whatever, then that's between you two. Okay. And if you're married to somebody, your spouse that's super rich, and they don't want you to do anything, then that's fine too. There are a whole lot of I grew up in a Christian environment where the pastor's wife, she cooked, she did this, she did that other. Well, nowadays, a lot of these pastors who are married, a lot of their wives don't cook. They don't know how to cook, and they're all right with that. So again, your relationship is built on what works for you in your home. Okay, so this is what Ash, and one of the things he was talking about, the perfect relationship, or excuse me, which is the perfect relationship for you and in your house and your marriage. All right, so masking real issues and creating an illusion of harmony. Now let's talk about strategies to mitigate negative effects of conformity. And we're almost finished, guys. We're moving along quickly. I hope I didn't lose y'all, because it looked like my cell, oh no, it's still on. Let me see. Hey Shima, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so let's move on to strategies that will mitigate negative effects of conformity. All right, and I'm going to open this up because I have everything kind of laid out for you guys, and then let's go back. I'm going to break it down. So overcoming the pressures of conformity in relationships requires conscious effort and self-awareness, which means you're going to have to do a self-aware check. Sometimes you got to pull yourself to the side and start thinking about the things that you're doing. Even if you got to write them down or put them in your phone and say, you know what, I don't like what I did today, or I don't like what I've been doing. I need to change this because I'm starting to not recognize who I am. It's okay to do a self-check. Okay, this is what this is talking about here. All right, so here are 10 strategies to help maintain individuality and foster healthier connections. And those that are on, if you will write them down in the chats, in the comments, start writing down these strategies as I'm saying it. Number one is promote individuality. That's number one. Promote individuality. Now, these are strategies, 10 of them, that will help mitigate negative effects of conformity. Number one, promote individuality. Encourage your partner to pursue hobbies that they love, even if you don't share the same interests with them. This supports their personal growth and self-expression. If you like to bowl, honey, go bowl. Find you a bowling team, go bowl. Do that, even if you may not do it, okay? So number one, promote individuality in your relationship. Number two, improve communication. Y'all, somebody write that down. That's number two. Improve communication. That's number two. Okay. Schedule regular check-ins, check-in conversations where both partners can openly share their thoughts and feelings without fear of being judged. I'm going to say that again. Improve your communication skills amongst each other. Schedule regular check-in conversations where the both of you can openly share your thoughts and your feelings without feeling judged or feeling like you're being judged. That's number two. Number three, write it down. Build trust and respect. Number three is build trust and respect. Okay, write it down. Build trust and respect. And it says respect each other's need to personal space and alone time, understanding that it is essential for recharging and self-reflection. I'm going to say that again. Number three is build trust and respect. Respect each other's needs for personal space and alone time, understanding that it is essential for recharging and self-reflection. Number four, set personal boundaries. Somebody write that down. Set personal boundaries. That's number four. Set personal boundaries. Clearly communicate your limits on certain behaviors, such as how often you need time alone or how much involvement you want in each other's social lives. Okay, number four is set personal boundaries. Number five, write this down. Encourage self-reflection. Number five, write it down. Encourage self-reflection. Suggest journaling as a way for both partners to explore your thoughts and your feelings independently. Okay, helping to identify the areas where you might need to conform excessively. So number 5 is encourage self-reflection. Write that down. Number 6 is foster mutual support. Write that down. Number 6, foster mutual support. So you can attend workshops or counseling sessions together to learn more about maintaining individuality while supporting each other in your relationship. So number 6, again, is foster mutual support. Number 7, celebrate the differences. Celebrate your differences. Write that down. Number 7, celebrate differences. Make a habit of discussing and appreciating each other's unique perspectives and your unique experiences, such as cultural backgrounds or personal philosophies. So number 7 is celebrate differences. Write that down, guys. Number 8, practice empathy. I'm going to say that again. Number 8, practice empathy. Write it down. So when conflicts arise, make an effort to understand your partner's viewpoint, okay, fully before responding. This can help reduce conformity driven by fear or conflict. Number 8, practice empathy. Write that down. Okay, number 9 is develop independent goals. Develop independent goals. Set personal goals that are separate from your relationship goals, such as career aspirations or personal achievements, and support each other in achieving them. So number 9, write it down. Develop independent goals. Now, it don't mean that you're still not together. It just means that you're still an individual. And number 10, engage in self-care. Write that down. Put it in your phone. Number 10, engage in self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your own mental and emotional health, such as meditation, exercise, or creative pursuits. Number 10 again is engage in self-care. Write that down, guys. So our takeaway for tonight. Let me see what this is. Let me make sure that. Okay, I'm sorry. This is before the takeaway. That's me. This is not the takeaway. Let's talk about the path to authentic relationships. Very important. So while conformity is a natural aspect of human behavior, like I said, we've all conformed. We've all done it. Its excessive presence in relationships can lead to significant harm. So by promoting individuality, improving communication, and building trust and respect, we can mitigate the negative effects of conformity. Moving past conformity requires courage and a commitment to authenticity. But the rewards, a deeper, more fulfilling connection with others, are well worth the effort. So that is the path to authentic relationship right there. I'm going to move on to our takeaway right now because we are a little past 30 minutes. Let me open this real quick. Our takeaway for tonight is to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. I'm going to say that again. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. And this is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. No, that's Emerson. Okay, I'm sorry. Something popped up on here. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now let's go to our quote. And let me open it. All right, the quote. The opposite for courage, once again, is not cowardice. It's conformity. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. Okay, I'm going to say that again. I started with this and I'm ending with it. The opposite for courage is not cowardice. It's conformity. So even a dead fish can go with the flow. And this is by Jim Hightower. All right. So let me move this along. Here we go. This is for my fellow counselors and theorists. This is where I've gotten all my teachings. This is the teachings for tonight. So you can look at that and go from there. All right. Better Up. Oh, let me see. I think what is that? Where we at? Can't find it. Let me read it off of here. Okay, for some reason it did not print out for tonight. That's awkward. All right. All right. So if you're looking to work on your learning and thinking skills, that's not right. Wow, this is totally out of sync. Oh, here we go. It was totally out of sync. All right. Better Up. Create personal and professional transformation through expert coaching. If you're looking for a life coach, Better Up. www.betterup.com. All right. And Ada Plus community, empowering adults with ADD, ADHD, and OCD to live their best lives. A different brain requires a different approach. www.adapluscommunity.com. All right. BetterHelp.com. If you want a safe space to speak with a licensed professional online, BetterHelp offers affordable counseling sessions for individuals, couples, and family members. www.betterhelp.com. I do not get anything. I'm not sponsored by them. These are some great platforms that can help people that need, that they desire strategies, and they desire the proper platform or the proper safe space where they can go and get the help that they are desiring. Okay, so we're at learningrx.com. Oh no, I missed out on something. Let me say this. 988 Crisis Helpline, where help is available. Connect with people that you can trust. If you're struggling, it is okay to share your feelings. The 988 Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people who are in distress. Prevention and crisis resources for you and your loved ones. So that is 988 Crisis Helpline, a free 24/7 helpline that is available. Okay, now learningrx.com. If you want to become a better learner or thinker, you might consider adult tutoring or adult brain training. There are thousands of adult clients have strengthened their skills with Learning RX. All right. And so they have improved their IQ by at least 13 points. Their brain training sessions they've made significant gains in their working memory, their long-term memory, and their attention with that. So that is www.learningrx.com. All right. And I highly refer Learning RX to not just adults, but for children as well. All right. So if there is a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae that you missed or you just want to rewatch, go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And then type in Counsel of the Day with Shanrae and select any past series that you would love to watch. All right. And I am a professional one-on-one counselor. So if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling sessions with me, feel free to contact me via my Facebook Messenger at Shanrae Owens, or you can email at ShanraeSheriePrice@gmail.com. I'm a lifestyle strategist, and my aim is to aid you in your life's goals and your life's dreams. All right, so thank you all for joining me on tonight. This has been Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. I will pick up on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another 30 minutes for part 2 of Power versus Authority and Conformity. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I will see you all Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, guys. Good night, everybody.